when the right people come together at the right moment, when they care almost as much about winning as they do about each other, they can become the best of the best.
Welcome to the Soccer Show, the best soccer show in the whole world.
Here we go. It's the best soccer show. Jason Davis, Jared DuBois, live on a Sunday evening, locked in, ready to go, talking. Well, we'll talk about some soccer. There's some soccer to talk about.
How long before your wife gets mad at you for yelling at the top of your lungs while the baby is like napping?
The baby is sleeping at the moment. There was a whole thing today about getting him to sleep.
The baby was sleeping at the moment.
No. I think at this point, there's enough separation, and he's sleeping hard enough at this age that I think I'm okay. I mean, I'll find out after the fact. I don't know. I'm not going to run upstairs to find out if he's sleeping. But he was when I left.
Find out after the fact for sure.
Okay, I think she's okay. She knows what this is. She didn't just find out that
this is the money maker.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I do like. She's like,
this is the money maker.
Getting ready to come down and get the show started. She's like, oh, you have to work tonight. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I have to do. I have to work tonight, 100%.
I have to drink this beer and talk to my friend.
There is some of that. We have phone lines open 87. So that's not the number. Oh my God, I did that thing again where I crossed the streams with the radio show. Jared, did you know that I have a radio show?
I'm gonna let you hang out there in the wind.
Do you know that I have a radio show though?
A couple days a week, I hear.
That's just mean. Wait, this is mean.
Coming back full time in March, I hear.
Okay, yes, this is true. I know we're all being hit by pandemic-related economics.
Your boy's taking a hit too. You know that.
I know. By the way, share your tales of woe about how you've been reduced in time or salary in our chat tonight. We'll definitely share those. 717-727-2378. That's the phone number. I want to get that out there first. Give people an opportunity to call in. I think off the bat, and we've got lots of things coming up tonight, including a very special element to the show, a special segment of the program that even Mr. Jared DuBois doesn't really know about yet. That'll come up later.
Yeah, this is interesting to me.
There's a game. I prepared a game. Usually you're the game master, right? But
usually it's me convincing you it'll be fun to play a game, and you're like,
So in this case, I'm going to credit Mike and Philly. It was his idea, really, that led me to put this together. We'll play a game later on the program. It's very much in the spirit of Baller Blazer.
I'm worried about a mystery segment, though, that I don't know about. I'm worried like I'm getting set up here. Like this is when Joe Pesci and Goodfellas, where they tell him he's getting made and someone puts a bullet in the back of his head.
So does that make me Robert De Niro on the phone in the phone booth, like crying over the phone?
That makes you Paulie, who was okay with it.
So I've green-lighted the hit. That's what you're telling me. I'm the one that
messed with that guy upstate.
I like how you made me Paulie. Paulie's got the nut in that movie.
Slices garlic real nice.
Well, that's what you do that with the razor blade, right?
Razor blade. That's how you do it, man.
Just get it that thin so that it melts in the pan. That's what you have to do. All right. We've got a bunch of things to talk about. The U.S. women's national team just won another game, the SheBelieves Cup. We'll get to that. There's also news in Americans abroad, U.S. men's national team players. Where do we start, Jared? I'm going to leave you the option here because there's this one. He's not so wonderful at the moment, right?
I wonder what's happening with him.
And then, okay, no, I don't. No, that makes sense.
Danger zone.
And then there's Jordan Morris, and this is the one that hurts, right? That hits you in your pain center because whatever you think about Jordan Morris as a national team fan, I think there are people who are hot and cold on him. I think because he was in MLS. A lot of national team fans were like, whatever, we've got better options. Where's our 17-year-old who's at Werder Bremen or whatever? I mean, that's not what we got. Yunus Musa, where's Giovanni Reina? It was always those guys ahead of Jordan Morris, at least in recent months. Now the guy goes down with his injury at Swansea when he was finally kind of sowing his oats. Is that what he's doing? Is that?
I don't know what kind of oats he's sowing, but I think this was his shot. Like this, I feel like we're watching the first part of The Natural, where Roy Hobbs just got done striking out the Big Bopper, or whatever that guy's name was. I think
it was something like that. No, the Big Bopper was the guy who died in the plane crash.
Like it was on the
something
like that though, right?
That's the day the music died, right? It was like it was like the Big Banger, the Bopper. It was just
I can't remember
something like
now.
that.
But
it
yeah,
was
so
it was
I
a
feel
Babe
like
Ruth stand-in, right? It was a Babe Ruth stand-in.
So
Yeah.
I just feel like it's like everything was going right. He was taking his shot. He got on the train to the big city, and then boom. Well, except Roy Hobbs got shot. But you know what I'm saying? Like he was so close to just he finally took a shot.
Yeah.
He got out of the small town, got to the big city, the big stage.
Well,
this is where it was all going to work out.
No, I know I love this analogy. I'm a big fan of The Natural. I'm with you on this 100%. Except for the fact that you just said Swansea's the big city and Seattle's the small town.
I meant notice how I slightly changed it to the big stage because like it was
okay, fair enough. Yeah. I get what you're saying. We don't know that. Do we have a prognosis? I mean, I haven't seen one yet.
I haven't heard anything yet. All I've heard is reports he's on crutches, which you would expect at this point. I don't know. I mean, the manager for the team said it didn't look good, but that was within a half hour of the game, so I don't think anyone really knows yet. I wouldn't expect to hear anything till late Monday.
They're going to do a scan. That's always what they do in England. They do it. We're going to do a scan on Monday. He's going to have a scan on Monday. We'll find out what kind of injury he's got, how long he's going to be missing. On Monday, we're going to do a scan. You have to say it like that. It's like I don't know. What do we
like that?
What do we
Is that
call
a Welsh
it?
accent?
No, definitely not. I don't know how to do a Welsh accent. They have like X's and Z's in their words. I don't mess around with that one. Now, the funny thing about this game is that while Jordan Morris goes down with an injury after coming on as a substitute at halftime, there was another American in the game who had an absolute banger of like that was it was Dwayne Holmes. Now they had already scored twice. I think they were up 2-1 when Dwayne Holmes scored his first goal. But let's just hand the man out because absolutely. Did you know Dwayne Holmes could do that? Because I'm not sure I knew Dwayne Holmes.
Sure. I mean, Dwayne Holmes got a lot of run last season. He had a nice streak of games where he was he was kind of coming up a lot of good talk about him, and then haven't heard too much about him this season. And then he comes out and
he went from Derby County where apparently he was they didn't need him anymore, they didn't want him anymore, and he went back to Huddersfield Town, which is where he started his career because he's one of the English American guys. And apparently it's agreeing with him. Huddersfield is where he's supposed to be. He's back home.
So is that goal the English or the American side?
That's definitely the sauce of the American side, right? That's what we're going to claim that. I think that's the sauce. Do the English have sauce?
I mean, it was tossed up like an alley-oop kind of, and it went into the net,
Like Marcus Rashford, is that sauce? We call that sauce? I mean, I guess who's the guy at Aston Villa? Jack Grealish.
Oh,
he's got some sauce. He's got some sauce, right? Okay. But as a general rule, Americans saucier than English people.
Well, I just enjoy that the American abroad thing is at a place right now where every couple of weeks it's like, oh yeah, that guy, he can play pretty well. Yeah, that dude, I remember that.
Forgot about that guy.
They're just constantly coming up like sand crabs out of the when the waves go back in, all of a sudden the sand crabs are all coming out.
Based on and we already had a suggestion that when we're coming up on March friendlies,
Marco,
and we're gonna have to do one of these, right?
Marco,
we have to do the pool and figure out who's in it. Do Marco Polo.
Marco.
Does this elevate Dwayne Holmes above anybody? I mean, is he now in a conversation? I'm not okay. Maybe not in a conversation. It's a couple of goals. He's got some work to do, but I don't know. I could imagine a world. I don't think it's going to happen based on what Greg Berhalter likes. But I could imagine a world in which Dwayne Holmes is getting more love than Sebastian Lletget.
I think Dwayne Holmes gets called in for a camp potentially for two reasons. Neither one of them are just because that guy's going to be a starting threat anytime soon. But if COVID-19 still requires the most American players stay home, not get to Europe, that opens up about 6 different positions that guys that maybe weren't going to look get a look. Definitely can see it in that regard. The other thing is, Triple G has shown a proclivity to want to get dual nationals in early, often, and start assimilating them, for lack of a better word, into trying to make sure they choose the U.S.
Already cap tied. I don't think you have to worry about that part.
He's under 23, though, right?
No, Dwayne Holmes is not. He is 26
I thought he was under
years old. He is 26.
My apologies then. I thought he was under 23.
He's practically over the hill at 26. He's basically done. Like, why are we even talking about that dude? 26 years old? Nah, we don't have room for that.
26, right?
I mean, I'm kind of making a joke out of the fact that we got so many of these young players that it draws the eye. Like, I'm glad that Dwayne Holmes is doing things that Dwayne Holmes should be doing.
Is it a bad conversation to talk about who the Jordan Morris injury is good for?
Yes.
Is that tasteless?
No. Okay,
but look, it's kind of our job too.
On one hand, it's gross. Actually, this is the one. It's that one.
Inappropriate. hopes.
Yeah, on one hand, you're right. It's kind of distasteful and feels bad, feels wrong. On the other hand, yeah, you're damn right. We should be talking about who it benefits because who's going to step up, because Jordan Morris was just there. He was maybe not in ink on the team sheet for the U.S. men's national team, but he was definitely in the team, and he was in for.
Let's be clear. He's at Swansea. Mainly, reason 1A is he wants to cement that right side of the striker tandem.
We think.
Listen, also MLS, who knew what the season was going to happen? We saw a lot of players making this jump, but 1A reason would be I need to make sure that I'm putting myself on par with these other kids out there that are trying to take this spot from me and show that I can do it on the European stage.
Nobody likes the kids. I
think the first person it helps, to be honest with you, is the guy that was on the bench for that game, and that's Paul Arriola. I don't know that he's necessarily threatening for a starting position, but all of a sudden, Paul Arriola has a spot on the team, basically, if Jordan Morris can't be there.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, Paul Arriola is a different player, though, right? We know.
Well, we're talking about Jordan Morris potentially borderline starter. Paul Arriola, not necessarily starter, going to be more the bench threat.
Well, okay. So I think the conversation. This is again. A lot of this is based on what do we think Greg's thinking about. Like, what up, Greg Berhalter? I don't know if you're listening to the show, watching the show right now. This is all about us trying to get
looser shirt,
right? Buy a what?
Buy a looser shirt.
Talking about Greg Berhalter? He wears his shirts too tight?
They're pretty tight.
Okay.
He's a slender man. He can pull it off, but...
He is a slender man. He's a skinny dude.
He's not the slender man.
Hope not. The question would be, I guess Giovanni Reyna, was he going to be a starter? Was he going to be a backup to Morris on the right side? I mean, we saw the European games and thought, okay, well, I guess that's where Giovanni Reyna is going to play. He's going to be the starter at the right forward position. But we don't know that because he hasn't Berhalter hasn't had the whole team together yet.
It's an interesting scenario now because you have Giovanni Reyna, who's lost his starting spot at Dortmund.
He's definitely not in favor at the moment. I would say
he's definitely on the Pulisic train right now of like running hot, and then maybe he's still the guy, maybe he's not.
You're saying he's on the P train. That's what you're telling me. He's on the P train. You don't be the C train. What is the C train?
P train sounds like you're like taking a dump or something.
Well, I mean, it's the P train is bad. It's what I'm saying. It's bad because that's what Christian Pulisic is. It's a very similar scenario though.
Christian Pulisic runs red hot, cuts a 3-year deal. All of a sudden then is on the bench and getting transferred out to Chelsea. Maybe that's Giro's future now. I don't know. But unfortunately, they're picking players like Brandt above Reyna. Like, it's not the best players when you're watching them that are getting in favor over them.
Look, I would say this about, and I was thinking about this tonight. I was getting the show ready, got the board ready, realized I haven't had a chance to play this recently because he hasn't done a lot good recently. The kid is 18. Like, let's be like, obviously we want him.
Sancho? How old is Jadon Sancho?
Sure. There are obviously examples of players who are otherworldly, world class, making a massive mark at the age of 18. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying there's plenty of time for Giovanni Reyna to figure it out. He may not be Jadon Sancho. He may not. He's definitely not Erling Haaland. We know that. I mean, that guy. I don't know. That guy's like Zlatan Ibrahimovic combined with. I don't even give me a. Thierry Henry. I mean, where do you put that guy?
Yeah, I think a little bit of I would say not Van Nistelrooy. I'm thinking Van Persie.
Van Persie. Okay, I can see him.
If you had Zlatan and Van Persie together, I mean, the guy he runs behind the back line for a big body. He gets behind the back line really well.
Yes, that's exactly right. So he's not that player, but that doesn't mean he's going to be bad, or it doesn't mean that he's not going to impact Dortmund at some point in the future. It also means he's going because he's 18. And look, Jadon Sancho hasn't been playing it up.
Sancho had a terrible 2 months before the last 3 weeks.
Exactly. So why would we freak out over this? The only reason to worry about it is if it means that the national team is significantly worse. And as much as I love Giovanni Reyna, I'm not going to sit here and say, I think that we're make or break on Gio Reyna for World Cup qualifying. Like you obviously now with Morris out and down, that's a problem because you do have to fill that gap. But I'm thinking before Morris goes down, I'm thinking, okay, look, Giovanni Reyna is good. He's talented. He's got something he can add to the team. I don't know that I'm 100%
who's the next player at that position
player.
Then? If you got Morris out and say Gio's not featuring, maybe he's off form, I don't know, and Berhalter doesn't trust him, Who's the guy that's informed? Do you pull Musa out of the midfield? Do you put him up
You could
there?
do that. First of all, Musa's playing terribly too. It's not a good run for Musa at the moment. I think that Chris Mueller probably benefits the most if you think about it. I mean,
going to MLS.
Well, is there another player in Europe who's even on that? I mean, Dwayne Holmes can go wide. Why not? Well, Dwayne Holmes, play him wide. He's playing as a forward at Huddersfield Town. I mean, I didn't look at their formation, but he's listed as a forward on FB Ref. Why not play him out wide? See what happens.
It's an interesting look. I mean, I you know me, I'm big on the cash money, you know, and we've been talking about there's big a logjam at striker a little bit with DK, potentially Akinola, Josie Altidore, Giassi Zardes. Is there a reason if you don't have Morris and Reyna for some reason? We're saying Reyna is not the guy we're not going to. Do you go to a 2-striker system?
No,
No,
that's not going to happen.
4-3-3.
No, in fact, you know what? The name that we're not talking about is a guy who definitely is in form and having a good time in France, enjoying his life there.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't.
Tim Weah has come on, and
Yep.
Tim Weah is probably and look, that is a luxury for the national team now. You could say, well, look, oh man, we lost Jordan Morris. Definitely bad. You want Jordan Morris available.
Yeah.
Giovanni Reyna is not in good form. Oh, that's bad. That's not. Can you trust him in a qualifier at 18 without a good run of minutes at Dortmund? Oh, well, you do have Timothy Weah, who's playing well and having.
I do want to put a caveat on there that Timothy Weah's goals recently have been fortuitous. You know,
No. I won't let you do that because
you will.
Timothy Weah capitalizes, and that's a talent. That's a skill. That
Okay,
dude
but
knows
you
how to
still
take
have
advantage.
one has a terrible back pass, and the another one was a tap in, and a guy just squared the ball over to an open goal. I'm just saying he's been put in good positions. And he's done well in those positions.
No. I'm mad now because
Okay.
you're the one who comes on this show and tries to claim that Terrence Boyd's third German division goals matter, and then you're going to poo-poo some Ligue 1 goals because they're not fancy enough for you.
Wait, when did I say they're not good enough because they're in Ligue 1? I said
No, I'm saying I'm saying
did
is
he create anything in those goals recently?
he was in those positions to make those things happen. And
Awesome,
certainly-
he did his job. He did the right thing.
If you're talking about pressing from the front, Tim Weah pressing from the front sounds like a good thing to me, right? Come on, don't do that.
I can't say when people. If someone says I agree with Jason, I'll put that on the screen too.
Without context, Shaden agreeing with you means nothing. He doesn't say what he's agreeing with you about. Tell me. Like again, Timothy Weah pressing from the front. If we're going to become a team,
I was not trying to poo-poo his goals. I was putting a caveat out there that his goals have been fortuitous.
Because it's in French.
Opportunistic.
You have to say poo-poo. You can't say poo-poo. You have to poo-poo.
Le merde, they call it. Le merde.
Le merde.
No, listen, I'm happy for the guy. These are the kind of things that build confidence. These are the kinds of things that get him more minutes with the leading team in France right now. Mm-hmm. And I think the coach is starting to trust him. He might end up starting to trust his own body again. He's been out with injuries in and out for the last 2 years. I'm 100% in favor of Timothy Weah getting more minutes and being in the conversation to be the guy playing that right side of the forward three if Giovanni Reyna is riding the pine.
Okay. I want to move on from this. Again, Morris down. That sucks. We'll see what happens with his injury and how long he's out. It looks like it's going to be a while, but let's hope. Like, let's pray to the soccer
hands.
gods.
Double pray hands.
Yeah, double pray hands emojis. Couple of names from the past, even though they're not done. Bobby Wood scored a goal. I don't know what to say about that.
Where is he? I heard he scored a goal. I don't know where he's at.
You're literally like, Bobby Wood scored a goal. Where's
Last I heard, he might be going. He was thinking about going to Nikki's team.
Well, that definitely fell through a while ago. So that's definitely not where Bobby Wood's playing. I don't know that this means Bobby Wood's on the radar for the national team, but hey, good to see an American who was struggling for a long time. He is at Hamburg right now.
Hamburg? Okay.
Yeah, I believe he's at Hamburg.
Is that second Bundesliga?
They are in the second division. The other name that came up, and do we hand out babies for passes? We do, right? We can do that.
If it's got sauce.
DeAndre Yedlin, did you see that ball? Did you know that he had that club in his bag? Did you know that?
No, I thought he just ran.
That's what I thought. Maybe a decent cross here.
What do you think about 60-yard crossfield
70-yard ball into the path of a winger on the left side?
Hell of a hit.
Look, he had all day to hit it. Don't get me wrong. But come on, like that's not.
It pick your poison for you then. Now that DeAndre Yedlin's playing well.
I
how many balls like that wins and starts at Galatasaray before you start thinking he's the better option over Reggie Cannon at right back?
He's going to have to do that for 3 months straight. And I'm talking about like one of those balls every other week, and he's going to have to get into the
That's
attack.
how much Newcastle stinks still on him?
Yeah, I mean, look, he just had a bad run. And I do think that regardless of this ball he hit in this game for Galatasaray, he's still limited as a player. Like we don't expect that all the time because he hasn't done it all the time, right? Like the guy's 26 years old. Like it's not like he is 18 and you think, oh, well, that's something we can
He's
look forward
Dwayne
to.
Holmes old.
He's so old at this point. So old. Dwayne Holmes old. I'm glad that he's doing something. I'm glad he's getting playing time. And he should be in the picture. You should absolutely consider him as an option for the national team. This is going to be rough because Reggie Cannon, Serginho Dest, Anthony Robinson on the left-hand side, Sam Vines on the left-hand side, Brian Reynolds, if he starts playing, which he's not yet for Roma, who knows? I mean, there are other right backs in MLS who may demand at least a look here.
And speaking of right back / center back, there's another guy we need to start talking about. I'm not sure. Did you watch the all touches video of Chris Richards this weekend?
I did not watch, but I know he played well. I heard he played well. The guy's distribution is on point.
It looks like John Brooks with a right foot. It literally does. I mean, he has the same distribution as John Brooks.
That's gonna cause some things to happen for me. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. We get John Brooks with a right foot.
I think the keyboard is going up. I can see it coming into.
I'm gonna be a happy man over here. So there's that. So all in all, a weird weekend for Americans abroad. I'm worried about Pulisic. Don't know what the calf injury means for him, but
that's what they're saying. But Stanley Tucci, listen, the calf injury or not, he ain't in his plans. He is not in that dude's plans.
That's weird. Okay, I guess it's not in the sense that Tuchel has options.
Dude, Tucci's the guy that benched him back in the day anyway. After Klopp left, I mean, he's the guy that made him start riding the pine there and got transferred out. Like we thought that was they have a relationship, but the relationship is Tucci ain't a fan.
So here's the words of Thomas Tuchel, otherwise known as what is his name? Stanley Tucci. Is that what you call him?
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, but
I don't know. I'm not going to do an accent. This is going to be. I don't want to go into full stereotypical German. Thomas Tuchel, interesting guy. We are not concerned or worried, but the medical department is on that. Now we have some little issues in the calf, and he stopped training yesterday before it became an injury. So I would not say that it is an injury at the moment. It's risk management that relates to his history of having injuries, so we do not want to enter into the same cycle. It's sometimes like this, and the main thing for Christian is to stay positive, keep his head up, and be ready because he can have a big impact when he starts, and he can have a big impact when he comes off the bench with his intensity.
Listen, Wonder Boy's got more question marks on him than the Riddler right now. Like, we don't know what his family situation was that kept him out of a game a week ago. We don't know what his calf situation is. He's out of form.
I just think it's wild. Like, I think it's wild that Thomas Tuchel is saying, well, he's not injured, but we held him out because he might possibly be injured if he kept playing. Like, that's still an injury.
He made it sound like the player took himself out of practice, which is legitimate concern if that's the case.
Okay,
that's how I read that.
I see what that is. But to say that is not an injury when, for all intents and purposes, it is because it keeps you out of a game, But as you said, this could be cover for the fact that, hey, I wasn't going to pick him anyway. So I guess if he does slightly have a calf thing,
save all your American tweets. It wasn't my fault this weekend.
I don't think Thomas Tuchel cares about that, but it is not great for Christian Pulisic. All right, we got lots of business, so let's move on to the U.S. Women's National Team. Talk about SheBelieves. Obviously, getting ready for the Olympics coming up in the summer. 1-0 win over Canada that was a struggle. I'm not going to lie, that was not what you expected from the U.S. Women's National Team. And then today they take down Brazil 2-0. Now that scoreline looks a little bit better because Megan Rapinoe scored late to add an extra tally. It was Christian Press in the 11th minute, I think, that got them going. But they haven't dominated. Jared, look, Canada and Brazil, those are good teams. They have talented players. Should we be concerned?
I'm not concerned for a few different reasons. One, USA is a classically soft starting team. Throughout their tournament performances over the years, they've gotten better as tournaments have gone on. And so I'm not so concerned with that. I think this is a team that's learning how to work some of these players in. Like, how is Lynn Williams fit into this team? I mean, sometimes she looks like she's really dangerous. Other times she looks like she doesn't necessarily. She's not on the same page with the rhythm of the game.
She's such a different player than Christian Press or Tobin Heath rather. Tobin Heath on the right side. She's such a different player than Tobin Heath. It definitely isn't she's a straight line player. She uses her speed very well, but that's not what Tobin does. Tobin will dance you into oblivion.
Beat a player one-on-one. She's gonna beat a player. She's a beat a player one-on-one, and then the added thing beyond that, between the Canada game and the Brazil game, is how do you get Macario in here? Like, she doesn't play in the second game. She plays in the first. There's some questions to be asked here because the Ertz, Horan seemed like locks. Who's that third person in the midfield? It's Macario one game. Rapinoe's coming off the bench. She started this first game, came off the bench the second one. There's a question mark. Rose Lavelle, is she the person that's in there?
Megan Rapinoe on the left-hand side, right? And again, you have Christian Press out there as an option. You can play her in the middle. You can. He didn't. But you have Christian Press, you have Megan Rapinoe, you have some options. The midfield definitely is a question. And I think, this is going off the Colombia matches. I think that if he had his choice, Vlatko would start Sam Mewis and Lindsey Horan together. I think he likes that combination.
And not have a spot for Ertz.
No, Ertz is behind them. That's the midfield trio. I'm saying that Rose Lavelle starts on the bench. Katarina Macario.
Where's the offensive come from in those three? I mean,
no. Look, Lindsey Horan is an attacking midfielder. She can do that job. It's a different kind of attacking midfielder.
Box. You really think of her as attack? She's not a creative midfielder.
I think maybe you're underrating her creative abilities, but she's not Rose Lavelle.
She and Buse are very similar in that regard. They're both late arriving midfielders.
I think Sam Mewis is much more of a classic box-to-box player.
But when you talk about Macario and Lavelle, that is vastly different than the people that Buis and Horan who we're talking about.
Yeah,
what they do on the field.
There is a different combination of skills, you're saying, right?
If you go with Ertz, Mewis, and Horan, which is badass. I'm not even gonna lie, that's badass.
Oh no, that's like
you don't have a spot for Lavelle and Macario then.
If those three players, like I'm just picturing them like driving one of the tanks in like a Mad Max movie, that's Ertz, Horan, and Mewis together. That's
I think if that's your midfield, those three get used to a lot of 1 and 2-0 games, and that's okay. They're going to shut down the midfield.
What I noticed today, so the United States dominated for about 20 minutes. They were the ones on the front foot. They were aggressive. They were making Brazil sweat. And honestly, it was a matter of sharpness that they weren't up more than the 1-0 from the Christian Press goal. And by the way, Christian Press, hold on. I can't believe I didn't give this to her off the bat because she absolutely deserves it. I'm a sucker for a player cutting in on the right foot and hitting the back post that way, curling to the back post. They dominated but didn't finish off Brazil. Then Brazil got into the game, and what you saw was, and look, they had Lindsey Horan on the field, Rose Lavelle on the field. She did start, right? Yes.
Yes,
and
did.
Then
and Ertz.
Obviously Julie, and they were pushing Ertz she was playing so high at points that it was almost suicidal. And if not for a couple of muff shots and Crystal Dunn, who's a superhero, Brazil scores. Brazil takes their chance. They might take their chances, and it's a different game. There's so much space for Debinha and for Marta and for those players to make those runs. I don't know if he was trying to test something or if that was the plan, because there was acres of space behind the U.S.
So I want to do an exercise with you real quick. So I'm going to say a name, and you can let me know if they're still, in your mind, a starter for this team, or if they are a starter through the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a few people here where I think Vlatko is just going to use them to get him through the Olympics as a starter, and maybe look for something new afterwards. And I'll tell you what I'm saying. So for example,
but wait. Nothing matters but I know what you're saying, but nothing matters but the Olympics right now, because that's a major tournament for the women. So why would I care about after the Olympics?
So let me give you an example. Becky Sauerbrunn. Is she a legit starter or a starter through the summer, you think?
Who do you think?
Is she a long-term starter for the national team through the next World Cup cycle, or is she just an Olympic starter?
No, I think she's a starter. Oh, you mean, that's a good question. How old is Becky Sauerbrunn at this point?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Who's your obvious replacement?
She's currently 25. She'll be 26 this summer.
Becky Sauerbrunn?
Yeah. Excuse me.
She's 35.
30. Excuse me.
35.
I didn't carry
Becky
the one.
Sauerbrunn. a little bit older.
I didn't carry the one.
Well,
Sorry.
look, she just got the armband, which I think would be interesting to give her the armband and then have her play through the Olympics and then take the armband off her because she loses her starting job. I mean, and who's the player in behind her? Because
here's what I'm thinking. And it was played around by Jill Ellis previously to this too. We just had a conversation about how do you get Ertz, Mewis, and Haran on the field.
You're not dropping Ertz into center back. You're not doing that.
After the Olympics, who's got more gas left in the tank for this team? Sauerbrunn or Ertz?
I just don't.
So you're saying Becky Sauerbrunn
but
is through the next World Cup cycle?
Not necessarily, but you have to tell me who you're thinking could take her spot. I don't think Julie Ertz is the natural choice to take your spot. That's not what I. That's not.
I don't
what I
think she's
think.
the natural choice, but I think she's a hell of a defender. And Jill Ellis was already playing her there and thought the same thing.
No, I know that's happened before.
Now, granted, I think that was for Dahlkemper before Dahlkemper started stepping up and got the role.
Well, Dahlkemper is a lock for sure, and she's a lock for the next
my favorite
5-8
defender.
years.
Well, second favorite. Crystal Dunn's my favorite defender right now, but she's barely a defender.
Crystal Dunn is my favorite player. Period.
What a luxury player that is for the women's national team.
The only way that I can see Becky Sauerbrunn losing her job, and this doesn't have to be all the way through the World Cup, but we're talking about into 2022.
Scenario I was giving you though.
Yeah, is Tina Davidson ready to be that player? And again, leadership on the field. Now, there's a lot of leadership across the team, but and I know there's some other center backs coming through. The one out of North Carolina whose name escapes me, who just got drafted, number 1 overall. Those options have to prove themselves better than Becky Sauerbrunn.
Okay, next one, Megan Rapinoe. Is she even a starter through the Olympics?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I love Megan Rapinoe, but I think that she is a part-timer at this point.
I'm just going to say this one. I think we know the answer to this, but she did start against Canada. Carly Lloyd.
Carly Lloyd is not. No.
Okay.
No. Well, Carly Lloyd plays Alex Morgan's position, and she's not playing anywhere else.
And I think that's something to speak of. I think Alex Morgan looked good, just not sharp in the Brazil game.
The name I was thinking was Emily Fox, by the way, the North Carolina player who got drafted number 1 overall. And it's early for her, right? Don't know yet what Emily Fox is going to be. But I'm just trying to look for options to fill in at center back to take that role. Because, again, I don't think you move Julie Ertz, who is perfect as a 6, out of that spot. Because you don't have another...
And I'm going to put Connor's text up here, a chat right here for a second, because I think this is something that I saw in the Brazil game today. And it's not just Becky. But never been a fan of Becky. I think she's too slow. I think she's a great defender. But I think in Dahlkemper and Sauerbrunn, you saw Brazil was able to exploit them with speed. And I think that might be why Vlatko feels he has to play Ertz, Lewis, and
so you're
Haran.
making a bargain, right? Like, do I play smart, positionally aware defenders who maybe don't have the top line speed? Because we'll play a high line, we'll trap them, right? We'll make sure that they're not able to play balls in behind because we're going to be smart with our steps and move as a unit.
I think this is one of the reasons why Crystal Dunn is such an important player in this back line. In the Brazil game, you saw her making last-ditch plays as the last defender back.
Right, she covers 50 yards in like 3.5 seconds.
But the problem is she's also the player that's trying to get forward, so she can't always be there to cover that speed.
No, right. But if you have, this is the Alphonso Davies rule, right? If you have a player that can do it, let him do it. And use that to your advantage. I get why you wouldn't want strategically, if you ever had to replace Crystal Dunn, to be in a position where your left back is pushing high and try to make things happen, and also having to do recovery runs 70, 80 yards. But if you have that option, use it. And Crystal Dunn, again, is a superhero at this point.
And I don't know, maybe Nick might know this better than I do, but do we know how long Tobin Heath's supposed to be out?
I think it's 10. It was months. 10 weeks.
So she's done. Is she done for the Olympics then?
No, I talked to Vlatko on my radio show. Again,
I saw that.
Know. Yeah, talked to Vlatko on my radio show. He says she'll be back in April to start training to get ready for the Olympics. He doesn't have any reason to think she won't be in it.
Did she have to mention is she going to do recovery in Manchester or in the States?
He did not mention that when I didn't ask him. I didn't push that, so I don't know. I think. The only real chance for changes before the Olympics mixing things up is the midfield, right? Or you could argue about, we could have a conversation about where Alex is. Ali Wagner on the broadcast thought that Alex Morgan was good with her first touch today. And look, Alex Morgan is going to score some goals, but she's taking up interest. She's taking up attention.
I feel like she's there to create chaos in the box, and that's what she does. I mean, and if you look at her runs today were fantastic, and she took some fouls too. That chick took some fouls.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She also takes a beating and can take a beating, which allows for Christian Press to cut inside with their center back.
If you watch the Brazil game today, see how many times the ball fell to Rose Lavelle at the 18. That's what you want. That's why Alex Morgan's in there to create that chaos, and that ball falls to Rose Lavelle.
There was a conversation today, and this is where I would go with the question of changes, and it's both before the Olympics and maybe after. There was a conversation today on the broadcast about right back. And so you have Midge Purse.
Emily Sonnet was there today.
You have Emily Sonnet today, Midge Purse in the first game. Obviously, Kelly O'Hara has been the starter, but was not available. So
that's another version of what we're talking about. Kelly O'Hara, starter for the Olympics or no?
Man, I don't know. I mean, you're breaking up the band if you do that.
I know, and I love Kelly O'Hara. I mean, just that nose down, put your head in front of anything, warrior princess, man. Like she is amazing at that right back position. But at some point, you have to be honest about whether or not we're already talking about Delcamper and Sauerbrunn and worried about speed. Yeah. Kelly O'Hara is not the freshest speedster out there anymore. Like she's going to be positionally solid, but we're now talking about Crystal Dunn doing a lot of running for everyone back there, emergency defending.
I would close this out by saying, did you see Megan Rapinoe celebrate the birth of Tiago after she scored? She was celebrating the birth of Tiago.
Oh, it was Tiago.
Yeah, I was made to understand that was about my son.
So did you have her on your show as well and let her know that you have a newborn, or she just follows you on Instagram?
That is an interview I have not done, Megan Rapinoe. Unfortunately, I would love. Obviously, that was for Sloan. That was for
Sloan Peterson.
Sloan, not Sloan Peterson. Okay. If we ever want to have Ali Krieger and Ashlyn Harris on our show, you're gonna have to be nice to them. You're gonna have to call their child.
Assuming they didn't get Sloan from Ferris Bueller. I might be doing the biggest service high five to them ever.
You know what? I could see that. I could see them being fans of Ferris Bueller. Okay. All right. So the U.S. women's national team go into that game. They're going to wipe the floor with Argentina. They're going to win the tournament. Don't know what it means. Obviously, lots of tough questions for Vlatko Andonovski, right? That's it.
And listen, he's got a luxury of choices to make, and that's the hard thing right now. It's like, at what point do you turn the page? That's the hardest thing that's facing him right now.
All right, so before we get to the game that I prepared, which is all about real or fake clubs, and hold on one second.
Oh,
yeah, I had to let one go there. Let me just say,
Jrodius.
last Saturday, was it last Saturday?
I don't know what you're going to say, so I'm not sure.
Last Saturday was your birthday, Jared DuBois' birthday.
Saturday was my poker tournament, but Friday was.
Friday was your birthday. Okay. Last Friday, a week ago from Friday, was Jared DuBois'
something
49.
Sure.
4,
at this point, it all feels like that.
5. Okay. It was.
I can't sneak a fart without wondering.
It was Jared DuBois' birthday. We missed it to a point. Okay. I missed it because.
No, someone really missed it, though.
Who really missed it?
You.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm owning up to the fact that I missed it. I said happy birthday to Jimmy Conrad and did not say happy birthday to you. I know, I understand. And then on the show, I had to say, mea culpa, and I'm sorry, bro, and I'm gonna get you something. I got you something. Now in partnership with Nikki Soup and Sausage, I got Jared DuBois. We got Jared DuBois a gift, and I think now was the time. Nikki Soup and Sausage is gonna do the honors here. Jared, I want you to just pay attention. Here is your birthday
I feel like I should like where this is going, but I don't think I'm going to like where it ends up.
Happy birthday to Jared DuBois.
Hello, Jrodius. This is Danica McKellar. This video was booked by your friend, Jason Davis. He said, happy belated birthday from the BESTIES, and he wishes the Clown Prince of American Soccer, I'm not sure what that means, many more years of smoking meat, and I had to look up what this means. So banging chains, I guess, is disc golf. Very cool. I didn't even know about that sport, so I looked it up and I learned something today. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful belated birthday. I hope you had a great birthday, and I hope that you have many more years of fun with your friends. And I want to thank Jason so much for booking this video. I donate all my proceeds to children's charities. Right now it's places like Child Help, My Stuff Bags, and also some organizations that are helping to fight child trafficking. So thank you so much for that support. And Jrodius, once again, from myself and yes, from Winnie Cooper, happy birthday.
There you go, dude.
Good Lord, that's
happy
amazing,
birthday, bro.
Dude. Like,
Happy
I don't know how
birthday.
red am I right now. That is,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know.
You
we
made her
wanted
say
to-
banging chains. That's
We
so
did.
wrong.
I'm not going to even take credit for that. That is all Nikki Soup and Sausage right there. He was like, "You got to get her to say banging chains," and I was like, "How
I
do
have
we
a
work this
friend
in?"
that I have to show that to so badly because like it is his life's work to know Winnie Cooper somehow. Like,
well, I don't think that I'm friends
My wife
with
is gonna laugh so hard at that, dude.
with Danica McKellar at this point, but she did do the video for us, and yeah, you know what this had me thinking about. We don't have a lot of time. I want to get to the game. I told you this once that we booked that through Cameo, right? That's where that happened.
I mean,
So-
she didn't know me and wanted to say that to me. But
yeah, no, she wasn't like, "Oh, the Jrodius."
We're going to talk later about how much of the budget that took.
You want to do that for? You want me to do that for the Jrodius? I know that guy. That was on Cameo, and there are lots of people on Cameo. In fact, one idea before we did that was to just troll you and have Mark Anthony Kay do one for you, but we chose not to do that. We didn't go in that direction.
He's
It would have been
Canadian and
cheaper.
LAFC.
It would have been cheaper. Just say that right now. It would have been way cheaper to do Mark Anthony Kay. It made me realize that once upon a time, like last summer, I signed up or I got recruited to do a Cameo for sports broadcasters.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the name of the damn service. So I never
You told me, and I can't remember.
Told
it.
us, yeah.
I can't remember. I don't even know if it exists.
There's some
I thought it
stupid
was,
word like Wajeezer, like one of those kind of like stupid
no, I thought it was
names.
like On Deck or something, but
Maybe.
On Deck does nothing for me. If anybody can find that thing where you can hire a sports broadcaster, like do highlight videos for you or narrate your birthday or something, then tell me, because I'll put it out there. People want me to like do, I don't know,
Like,
sports.
this is what I
announcer
took away
stuff.
from it as well. With Justin, the look on her face when she said banging chains. Like, I don't think she's like, do the words go together? I don't think she understands what those two things how those go together.
You know what? You can take credit though for teaching Danica McKellar something because she
true.
learned what banging chains was because of this video. So that's on.
Never
That's
gonna be the
that's
same
all you,
again.
bro. That's all you. All right.
Well, thank
We
you,
do
gentlemen.
have-
Thank you.
Happy
You're
birthday.
welcome. Happy birthday, man. We now have to play our game because we're gonna run out of time, and I want to get to this.
We're going to put
So-
the video on Instagram so that our people that are listening can actually
100%.
see how into me she was.
Did you catch that she didn't say Jared once?
I heard Jrodius. I once it started playing, it was like I couldn't understand what was happening, and it was it all went black.
I got to show that to my wife, and she had no idea. She has no idea who Danica McKellar is, and I had to
And you
explain like,
married her?
oh, she was on this show in the '80s, and then Jared that was like his first crush because everybody's first crush. I mean, you're not unique in that sense.
Yeah.
And okay. Let's play this game. So this is the background on this.
Yes.
The other day, last week, some point, Kevin Brown, who used to be faux soccer. What was it? What was his old name?
Faux for soccer.
Faux
shirts?
fur and soccer shirts, and I think he's friendly foe now on Twitter.
Yeah.
I
One of
believe
the
he's
best follows on Twitter when he's on his game. I don't think he gives as much effort as he once did, but like he's amazing.
He may still be working in South Florida for one of the TV channels down there. He was working for one of them. I can't remember what it was called. With our friend Marina Marungi, who goes by Nutmeg Radio on Twitter. Anyway,
Fuse,
this is all.
I think it was for Fuse.
Yes, Fuse. What Fusion? Fuse? Fusion. No,
I thought it was Fuse.
pretty sure it's Fusion. Anyway,
Okay.
doesn't matter. Kevin Brown was noticing out loud on Twitter, the way that you do, that there seemed to be a lot of copycats of the fake soccer club that our friend Sean Francis created,
Yeah.
which is Asbury Park. And if you know, everybody knows Asbury. Everybody in American soccer knows what Asbury Park
should.
FC is, right? And Sean Francis is frankly speaking a genius. We need to get the man on the show. I don't even know what he's doing anymore. And Kevin was like, hey, did everybody just copy Asbury Park and like not even really change anything? And now are there like a bunch of fake clubs like that? And I was
Old
like,
Dad
yeah.
FC?
Well, Old Dad FC is different. Okay, let's not get it twisted. Right. All right, 100%, totally different concept. I'm not stealing from Sean Francis with Old Dad FC.
Yeah,
there's no nautical, no boardwalk theme. I'm not doing it. All right.
Okay.
So after this kind of back and forth on Twitter, I was like, yeah, this seems to be a thing. Our man Mike in Philly jumped in and said, you should play Real or Fake Club on the Best Soccer Show. And I was like, hell yes, that sounds exactly like something that we should do. Yeah. We haven't played a game in a while. It's very baller or blazer, which is basically I give you an option, you pick. Is that a thing? Is that one thing or the other thing?
And honestly, I don't think I could name another fake club right now if you asked me to. So this should be pretty good.
Right. So I have a group of fake clubs. Now, in order to get enough fake clubs to make this work, I had to go with also fictional clubs. So not just a club somebody started to sell shirts or sell fake jerseys, but like a club from a TV show or something. Okay. That's I had to kind of expand a little bit. I got suggestions from the besties.
I also don't watch much soccer fictionalized TV.
You've seen a couple of shows.
Other than the LA Riot.
They're not on this list, but a club you should know is on this list. Okay. I threw in, I went out and I collected a bunch of real club names as well that kind of feel like the same vibe. And you can tell me that this is the thing. You're going to tell me if it's real or if it's fake. I know that you have history determining the realness or the fakeness of things, right? No, that's not a thing.
Honestly, I've never been with fakeness, so I couldn't tell.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I guess that's good.
I keep it natural, baby.
So you didn't ever touch in the champagne room. That's what you're telling me. You always kept hands off.
God, no, please. I don't know if I haven't been in a champagne room, dude, because that is like skeezy stuff, man.
You don't want to do that. It's not a good time.
I'll drink champagne, but
it's not a good time. All right. So I want to know if Nicky Soup and Sausage wants to. Should we throw him into the mix here too? Should he play?
Oh, okay. Nicky, you want in?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to know the fictional stuff either, so I'm in.
He might not know the real ones.
Anything. So I'm going to let you both guess on each one of these, each one as we go through. All right. Are you ready for the first round of Real or Fake Club here on the Best Soccer Show? Are you ready?
Do it.
Okay, let's go with Kings Lynn Town FC. Kings Lynn Town FC.
So Kings Lynn is one word?
No, Kings with an apostrophe.
Okay.
Lynn is Lynn and then Town. Kings Lynn Town FC is the name of the club.
Man, you want to go first, Nick? You want me
to? You can go first, birthday boy.
Okay, I'm going to say Kings Lynn. Kings Lynn. I'm going to say that is real.
Okay, and Mr. Soup and Sausage?
Yeah, my initial thought was this is a real club, so I'm just going to go with a gut guess, and I'll say real club.
All right, you guys are both off to a very good start. Kings Lynn Town FC is 21st.
Part of me wanted to say fake because you could really play with the king crown kind of thing, and so I'm not sure. They're
right now in 21st place in the conference premier. They're in the same league as Wrexham, actually.
No kidding.
The club that those two guys bought.
Okay.
So Kings Lynn Town FC. All right, let me spin the wheel here. See what we got. Okay, here's one. Are you ready for this one?
Do it.
Ashwood City.
That sounds so effing hipster. It's got to be fake. That sounds so hipster.
Okay, so Jared's going with fake. Mr. Soup and Sausage.
Ashwood City.
This
almost sounds like maybe like a club in like the Scottish second division or something.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what city I think my fake team's from too.
I'm going to go, or maybe in Ireland. I'll say real club.
Okay, so Nick says real. Jared, you say fake?
Fake.
Yeah, birthday boy gets a ding. Mr. Soup and Sausage.
That sounds like someone for like North Carolina would make that.
It's not. It's actually an English fake club. I think they did like a whole pretend season on like a podcast. Like they went all out with Ashwood City. And they've been like, so you go to their website. It's one of those things like, we've been in the Premier League for 30 years.
It's too good of a sounding name. That's the problem. The name sounds too good.
Okay, sounds too real.
Marketable.
Is what you say.
Too
marketable. All right. Let me roll the wheel here.
Their hashtag is the super whites. What?
The super whites. Yeah, they go by. That's like their thing. The super whites. Because I
heard those boys are really proud of their heritage.
The only song they ever sing is Seven Nation Army. It's Super Whites is the thing over there. I feel like that's the thing. All right, let me go with let's see. Look down at this.
This is good.
How about Walford Town?
I went first last Nick, so go ahead.
I'm going to go game theory, and I'll go real.
I'm going to say real because that is a horrible sounding name. And if you named that your company that on purpose, Walford Town, no.
Walford Town. So what did you say, Jared? You said that was real?
Real.
Turns out that is a fake club from EastEnders, which I've never seen but heard is very good.
Oh, I forgot that it could be just from a show. Dang it, I gotta think about that because I'm thinking like, how do you sell that name?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
What
so
about
you guys?
I'm gonna make one from New England, and it's gonna be Wahlberg Town, and it's just like
that one beats you up if you're in the wrong neighborhood. I don't think you want to be part of that.
That one's hanging tough.
And the
sure.
Done.
You could argue that, but
sponsors Wahlburgers.
There you go.
That obvious. That kind of was I think that was okay. Anyway, all right, let's go to the next one. All right, here we go. So I don't know what the score is right now. I'm not keeping score. We're just having fun with this.
NKOFC.
Jrodius is up 2-1.
That's good. You put that on a shirt, people will buy that. NKOFC. Let's go with Grasshoppers. Grasshoppers, guys.
God
is that
dang
a
it,
real
that sounds
club
like it's from a kid's movie.
or a fake club? A real club or a fake club? Grasshoppers.
God dang, it's my turn to go first. This is so bad. You know what? I think there is a Japanese team called that, so I'm gonna say for real.
Okay. All right, Mr. Soup and Sausage.
This sounds like a soccer team from like I can't remember the name of the title, but something. I'm gonna go fake.
Okay, so Jared, you said real. You said real, Jared.
That's even real.
Okay, so real is correct. You're wrong about the country, but that doesn't matter here in this game. Nicky Soup and Sausage gets a buzzer. Grasshoppers is actually in Switzerland. I think they're like one of the most successful clubs in the history of the Swiss league.
Is that where Young Boys is as well?
Yes.
Yes, that is also where
interesting names in Switzerland there.
All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, you ready for the next one? Let's go with hold on a second. I gotta fix something. Okay, let's go with Flyer Alarm Admira. Flyer Alarm Admira is the name of the club.
ALMEIRA at the end.
It is spelled ADMIRA. Admira. So Flyer Alarm Admira.
That sounds like what a Hollywood celebrity names their
Admira.
kid.
Maybe Admira. I don't know where the accent. I don't know where the inflection is on the accent. I don't know that
one. I was Nick's turn to go first.
I'll go.
Nicky Soup and Sausage. Real. He says real. Okay.
God dang it! It's such a terrible name. I want to think like it's lost in translation or something like that, and it's like a. Oh, you know what? No, I forgot. It could be from TV shows or something like that. I'm gonna go with a fake.
Okay, so Nick said real. Jared said fake. This is for Jared. This is for Nicky Soup and Sausage. That's actually FC Admira Wacker Modeling, but because of sponsorship, they are known as Flyer Alarm Admira, and they are 11th in the Austrian league right now.
Are they? Is their sponsor and owner also something called Fly Alarm? Is that like?
It's like I don't know how that translates into English, but it's Flyer Alarm. Like it looks like the word flyer with the word alarm and all jammed together.
Germany has a history of that with Bayer and with like Red Bull, like they got that kind of thing going on.
This is a sponsorship. I don't think they're like own the club. I think it's just it does say 20% of the club is owned by Flyer Alarm Future Labs. So there you go. All right. Let me go back here and look and pick one out. And all right, this is all about randomness. I don't want you guys to think there's any patterns here.
I'm not. I'm so not paying attention to that. I know Nick is. He's like writing down the order of the answers so he can play game
3-2. Yeah, I got it.
Here we go. This club is called Saltaire Football Club. Saltaire FC. Saltaire.
Where do they have salty air? Salt for the haters. That could be there on their crest.
How do you spell Saltaire?
Saltair.
Oh, so it's one word?
There's not even an E at the end, huh?
No, Saltaire FC.
One word. That's
not like
cool
Saltaire.
I'm gonna say fake
like
on that.
Like a diving move or like a jump in ice skating. Like he did that guy did a double Saltaire. That's worth 5 points.
Oh, like a triple Lindy.
Yeah, something like that. What are you going with?
I'm going fake.
You're going fake? Nicky Soup and Sausage. Where are you going?
Who's in the lead, Nick?
You are by 1.
That's right.
So I'll go real.
All right, so Jared extends his lead. So Saltaire FC is literally the club that sort of sparked this game because this is a club in Utah started by a guy who actually does the RSL Show podcast. Literally, he wanted to copy Asbury Park, and he did it in Utah with a club called Saltaire FC.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I guess there was it's something about like instead of the boardwalk theme of Asbury Park, it's like a theme park, like a amusement park or something.
Wow, that's really biting off.
It's very close. I mean, I don't want to disrespect the guy. Don't know him, but it's very, very close.
I would have gone a different direction. I would have gone like Real haters and just like made fun of everything every club does and been just like Real haters.
Okay. All right. You ready for the next one? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Grays Lake Football Club. Grays Lake Football Club.
Lake.
Mm-hmm.
That's so boring. It sounds like
Is
it could
it?
be from it could be from a TV show or something like that. Like, is it GREA or AY?
AY. Grays.
That's a
Lake.
very
Not
American
Grays.
spelling.
Not Grey's Anatomy. Grays Lake. Different things. Completely different.
I'm
things.
going to say that English spelled with the E, right? So I'm going to say that is fake. Like
Okay.
a show.
Now you can, if you think, go with your gut here, Nick, because you might fall too far behind to catch up at this point.
I'm going real.
Okay, you're going real.
I am.
Okay,
That was my gut.
Jared gets another point. Grays Lake is another fake club that is very much like Asbury Park. Their website says the emergence of Grays Lake FC is as mystical as it is memorable.
What is it, a Pegasus?
Founded in 1917 by a group of football mad lads living near the lake, the club wasn't always the championship winning outfit it is today. Only after an inadvertent encounter with the mythical creature in the lake, a 12-foot reptile rarely sighted, did the Sunday League
Are they trying to like merge football and Comic-Con?
I don't know. It's hashtag up the monsters. That's where they went with. By the way,
man.
So all of them got their own slogan. So Sean with Asbury Park, it's till we run aground. That's his hashtag.
And
that's
up the Tillies. That's their other thing.
Up the Tillies also, but till we run aground. Saltaire's thing is try to sink. Hashtag try to sink
to our level.
Grays Lake is hashtag up the monsters. And as far as I can tell, it's very much the same idea. Doesn't exactly
according
exist.
to Calvin in the chat, though, he says jerseys are sick as hell, though.
All of these clubs make cool stuff. Yeah, actually, Justin put it in the Slack. You could have seen somebody wearing a Grays Lake jersey in our Slack because Justin posted his picture.
I need to read the comments. That's how I start cheating.
Yeah, well, that you could do that. All right, we got time for a couple more rounds of this. All right. Here we go. Maidenhead United is the next club. Maidenhead United.
I'll go fake.
All right. Nicky Soup and Sausage on the board with fake. He's blocked it in, Jared.
Maidenhead. I'm going to say that's real. That sounds like it's Scottish.
Okay. So, Nick, you said real? You said fake.
I said fake.
You said fake. Jared said real. I actually have a scarf from Maidenhead United.
Where are they out of?
They're in England. They're a lower level club in England. Somebody sent me this scarf when I think it was a Soccer Morning listener. Oh, this is Maidstone. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of a different club. But anyway, it does say Maidstone.
Up the Maidens.
maybe I wrote it down wrong in my sheet, but I meant Maidstone. Would it have changed your answer if it was Maidstone? Wouldn't have changed your answer. Don't lie.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Hey, get me some Maidenhead.
All right. It's not appropriate, man. You have the lovely wife.
Jrodius.
Lovely.
It's my maiden.
Lovely wife.
Wait, is a maiden someone not married?
Yes. A maiden is not married.
Then
so you would be.
I ain't trying to do that adultery stuff. People.
That's you end up in and maidens don't go into the champagne room either. I think.
Oh.
I don't know how that works. Huh? I don't know how maidens and champagne rooms mix. Okay, let's go. Here's one. This is a good one. You ready for this one? O'Higgins FC. O'Higgins FC.
Totally fake. I'm going for fake.
That sounds like someone. I'm gonna say fake too. It sounds like that's their bar. Like they made a shirt for their bar.
Like their pub. Like yeah. No, it's a real club in Chile actually.
Okay.
O'Higgins FC is in Chile. they're actually known as O'Higgins de Rancagua. Rancagua.
Yeah, that's
Rancagua.
You get sometimes like people want to do fusion food and stuff like that. And I guess that's cool, but sometimes you just put the wrong countries together, and that one sounds like it's got the wrong things together.
Yeah, maybe. All right. That's a couple more. What's the score? I know Jared's way out ahead now.
It's 6-2.
6-2. You're not coming back.
Unless you give me a 5-point answer.
Okay, let's see. All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. This one is called Club Always Ready. Club Always Ready.
Ready.
Club Always Ready is the name of the club.
Oh God, I'm gonna say fake, and it's like a firefighters thing because they're always ready to fight the fires or something.
All right, that might be a good shout. Mr. Soup and Sausage, you got to catch up, right?
I know. It sounds so fake.
He's leading you to the right answer, dude. Just trust him.
No,
I thought he was a minute ago too, and he totally got me screwed.
I'm trying to make it a competition so that he doesn't have to come on.
I'll go real.
Come on. Okay. You know what? I did. I led Nick straight into that. Club Always Ready is in Bolivia, a real club in Bolivia.
That's
I don't know why they're called
that.
that.
Is that the actual name of them, or is that how it's translated to English?
No. Club Always Ready, founded on April 13th,
Fidelis football or something like that. I don't know. That's
1933. I mean, what happened was English people went all over the place, and they started clubs even in South America.
Freaking
That's why you
English
have
people.
old boys and all that weird stuff. What is it? Strongest. The Strongest is a club in South America. There's actually, I didn't put them on the list. Not going to burn. The Strongest is the name of a soccer club in South America. So there you go. Yeah.
English people ruin everything.
All right. So now it's 6-3. Right?
Yeah.
I think we're probably still not going to get there. All right. Let's see. Cuervos de Nuevo Toledo is the name of the club. Cuervos.
The last word was Toledo.
De Nuevo Toledo. Yeah.
Can you spell that last word, please?
It's spelled like Toledo. It's spelled like
Okay.
dirty Toledo. It's the same word.
I've never heard someone church up Toledo. I'm not sure how
That's
that
how
was
you
being
say it
said.
in Spanish. You don't say Toledo in Spanish. You say Toledo. That's the
Toledo's a Spanish word?
Yes. There's a city in Spain called Toledo. And yes,
that.
okay.
You think he'd have better Mexican food?
Cuervos
Spanish food, at
de
least.
Nuevo Toledo is the name of the club.
I'm going fake.
You chat people need to keep it quiet over there. Jared, don't look.
Okay, I'll go real.
All right, it's a real. It's a fake.
Oh,
it's a
that's
fake
that one
club.
on Netflix, huh?
Yes,
It is.
I've
It's
seen the
Club
show.
de Cuervos, son. Yeah, that's the club on the Netflix show, Club de Cuervos. Let's see.
6-4.
How many more you want to do? How many
Are
you
they
wanna do?
in one more? Is that show in Toledo?
No.
No, Nuevo Toledo is the town, the place in Mexico. So like New
the
York,
whole name
New
is
England.
Nuevo Toledo. Okay.
The place is Nuevo Toledo. The club is
Okay.
Cuervos. All right. Let's see. All right, this is a good one to end on.
6-4.
Yeah, you're not going to catch up. We're going to do one more. FC Belvedere Oasis. FC Belvedere Oasis is the name of the club.
This is like Jay-Z's club or something like that. Like,
Okay.
no, what's his vodka?
FC Belvedere. Belvedere is vodka, but it is not Jay-Z's
It's
vodka.
not Jay-Z's. I can't. What's his?
No.
It has a C or something like that. Dang it, whatever.
I don't remember.
Belvedere what? Say again.
Oasis.
Good lord, it sounds like a creepy club where people rub on each other.
Ew. Why would you're the one with the key parties? Why would you be hating on anybody rubbing on things?
Belvedere Oasis. I'm gonna say that's the name of a strip club, not a football club. So I'm gonna say fake.
All right. Jared's going fake. Nikki
I'm
soup
going,
and sausage.
I think I'm going to go real. Because you just did a fake one, so I'm going green, going real.
It is in fact a fake club. A fake club that apparently
Club with real dancers.
Fans in the chat might be able to kind of fill in the gaps because I'm not sure I completely understand. It seems as though the fans of Forward Madison started a fake club to make a joke out of how Peter Wilt starts clubs. So this was like another club that Peter Wilt was apparently starting because he starts so many damn clubs. So yeah, that's another fake one. But they have jerseys
people
too.
are so petty that they're making fun of Peter Wilt.
No, not petty. Like we love Peter Wilt. He starts so many clubs.
It's a love thing.
It's a love thing. It's an in joke about how
Like
Peter Wilt.
like when you get a cameo of Winnie Cooper for someone.
Yeah,
That's
something
a love
like that.
thing.
Yeah, you get Winnie Cooper to say "bang and change." You pretend like Peter Wilt started another club called Belvedere Oasis, which I guess is a place in Madison. I don't know. Somebody can tell. Oliver, I think, was saying that it's he knows this one. So yeah, there's that. All right. I mean, I can. You want to do it like a not for points, but quick fire rapid round, just real quick. I can give this to you. Let's see. Harchester United. You know Harchester United?
Fake.
I'll tell you where it's from. Yeah, that's a fake one. That's from Dream Team, the show Dream Team.
Or are all the ones you're going to give us fake right now?
I'm just going to run through the list.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to burn them. I don't know that we're going to play this again anytime soon. Montreal Thunder. Come on.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't know why, but I've heard of that.
That's from the 21 Thunder show. That was the name of the fake MLS club in 21 Thunder, was Montreal Thunder. Hashtag United. I have it on the fake list, but people will tell you, and they were talking about in the chat, Hashtag United started out as a joke that they eventually turned into a real club. And it's like in the bottom end of the pyramid in England somehow. It's called Hashtag United. The whole thing was like the fans pick the club, pick the players, or pick the tactic.
Where in this list would Hollywood United fall? Because it's a bunch of celebrities that are playing. Yeah, but they actually play games.
Yeah. I know that's kind of where Hashtag is too, and also where Fishtown FC is, which is a team in Philadelphia that's like a not semi-pro, like a weekend adult league team, but they started out as fake, as far as I'm aware, or something like that. Icarus makes jerseys for all of these fake clubs, by the way. They did one for Fishtown. They've done a bunch for Fishtown. Street, if you want like sort of like modern art as expressed through a fake soccer club, look up Streatham United. That's like some guy, some weird artist, performance artist in England created Streatham United and another club called Sydenham United, or Streatham Rovers, Streatham Rovers and Sydenham United. And he had this whole like fake controversy. And
Streatham
then
Rovers is a pretty badass name though. Yeah,
that was a fake club. Galatians, which is a fake club in Max Payne, the video game. I didn't throw that one at you. Let's see. That's all the fake stuff.
See,
Earls
I still want to
Park.
make a fake team for a real place like Echo Park Rangers in LA, like something like that.
There's some of these are real places. I mean, a couple of them are. Fishtown, I think, is an area of Philly somehow, something like that. Oh yeah, Ampersand FC. I've heard about that one. I did not put that in my list. I don't remember what the story is on that. So that's another one. Some fakeness.
And how is Old Dad FC going to be different? Because we got to make sure we don't fall into a trope.
Well, we have had initial discussions with Icarus, perhaps, about putting together a jersey.
We have? I don't know anything about it.
I mean, I got people who tell me that they're on top of this. I may be sending a message through the show right now, Jared. So just follow along.
If we were going to get our one like celebrity, like who's the celebrity we need to wear an Old Dad FC shirt? Because you can't go for like a Timberlake or something like that. You got to have someone that represents old dads. Like what's Old Dad FC, dude?
It's a good question.
What is Old Dad?
Who is Old Dad? Who embodies the spirit of Old Dad FC? I mean, thinking,
I know. Keaton, the guy that was the dad on Family Ties.
I'm thinking more like Harrison Ford. Is that okay? Can I go that
direction? You never played a dad? You come on, dude. You need something like a trope.
No, but he kind of is a dad. I think he is an old dad. I think we
don't want to be old zombie FC. We want to be like Old Dad FC. Like,
so you want somebody who
I want a guy that's watering his front yard in his boxers.
Who's Old Dad FC? It's Ed. Why am I blanking?
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill is Old Dad FC.
Oh, he's definitely Old Dad FC. That's Al Bundy.
Not even Al Bundy. The Modern Family character he played was Old Dad FC.
Yeah,
I mean he had a stepson in that situation, but he was still old. Had it. Old Dad FC.
All right, so someone needs to get us in with Ed O'Neill to wear an Old Dad FC jersey.
This is a good shout from Justin. He says Tom Hanks.
What's our slogan though? Like, what's our
hashtag? Like, what's our thing?
No, what's our banner thing? Like only flip your burgers once. What is it?
Is it like get off my lawn? Is that or is that Old Man FC? That's more Old Man FC.
That's more Old Man FC. Yeah, Old Dad FC. Like clean up your rooms.
Yeah, clean up your room. Clean your room. Hashtag clean your room. No,
until the room is clean.
No. I got it. Hashtag ask your mother. Hashtag ask your mother. That's what it is.
Till we run agrounded.
Hashtag turn off the Xbox. That's all I say to my kids.
Hashtag Hashtag it's your turn to feed him. That's my life. Oh,
Hashtag
man.
not it.
Hashtag not, yeah. Hashtag we're making good time. Let's wait, like something like that.
Oh, this is a good one. Here it is right here from Justin in the chat.
Because I told you so.
Because I told you so.
Because I say so.
Because I said so,
Hashtag
yeah.
because I say so. Yeah, that's a good one. That's not bad. We can work these out. Hashtag backache from Justin as well.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not bad.
That's my life.
That's not bad. Okay.
Get my get my New Balance sneakers.
Yeah. Keep those coming. If you are, you can do it on Twitter. Besties Soccer is the handle. Follow us there. Also on Instagram at the Best Soccer Show.
Should we tease what we're doing on our bonus show for the Patreons?
I'm going to do that. If you support the show on Patreon, and we start off, I think the lowest level is $3 a month. If you support the show on Patreon, you get access to the bonus show every week, which in this case, this week, when we go and do the bonus show after this, is going to be a rewatch of the pilot episode of Ted Lasso. So it's going to be fun. We're going to sync it all up.
It'll be really fun. And other perks too. Like this last week, we had a poker night where a bunch of our patrons got together and we had online poker night. Nick made $6 and ran out real quick, like shady quick. Like
I missed that one. I had old dad duty. I couldn't get out of it. I asked my wife several times.
Couldn't even make an appearance to say hi.
No, I know. Hashtag take out the trash. I like that one too. That's
a good one too.
Yeah,
that works as like shit talking to the other team too.
That's trash talk and what an old dad would say.
I like that one. Okay, David, we're not paying you for it, but we might use that.
We might take it. We might take that one from you. All right, yeah. Patreon.com/The Best Soccer Show. $3, $5, and then on up. If you support at $5, you get the video version of the bonus show in addition to the audio version. If you support beyond that, I think you get access to the behind the scenes stuff before and after the show. We do like sort of random stuff for the besties. Like we'll do a live thing or a Zoom call that not even planned or not not part of the deal. So
sometimes a pregame for the live games as well.
Yeah, we sometimes do that. Throw it in when we do the
There's a lot of stuff out there, so feel free to contribute, guys. We want to make it a community. We want to make sure you feel like there's like-minded people just like you out there, and there's a bunch of them hanging out every week. So if you want to take part in it, get with us.
Yeah. All right, we do got to get out of here. This is an extra large version of the show. First, before I go, Nicholas Soup and Sausage, any new reviews? Did you pull anything this week, or are we going to catch that next week maybe?
Let's get it next week. I had one, and then I closed it.
My man had to prep a cameo from Winnie Cooper.
I know. He was working on some stuff. Did we get the lower third? I didn't even pay attention. Did we get the lower? Okay. Jared
might not have noticed it because I think he was in shock of what was happening. But
lower third. What are you talking about?
He just put on the screen that it was it said Danica McKellar, Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years, Jared's first crush.
He put that on there? Oh, I didn't even see that. It said that?
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
He added that on the video. Yeah. That's we got things working here. That the Patreon support helps us give Nick some cash every month so he can do stuff like that for us and pull in the video and surprise Jared with his birthday present. All right. In addition, again, ratings and reviews on all the podcast websites and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff definitely helps us out. We'll share some reviews next week. We'd like to read those out. Mr. DuBois, anything else before we get out of here?
That's it, baby. Thanks for my present.
You're welcome, man. Happy birthday. Weekend a couple days late. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
The best.
Only the best. Danger Zone.
Michael freaking Orozco
Oh, it's incredible. Oh, it's incredible.
We are at DEFCON 1.
DEFCON 1? That's him, Iceman.
Eddie, what have you done for me lately?
Damn, dog. That's in a box.
Danger Zone.
Duh, and/or hello.
Jrodius.